Hi there, Jeffrey Rhoades from Experimental Homesteader, Exotic Gardening, and Sheri and Richerson.com. Well, temperature has gone back up along with the humidity. It was rather miserable in the building today. Started out okay, but it just got hotter and hotter. We were short a couple of people again today, in addition to the ones that have been out for a while. So threw things into a little bit of chaos. My glass pick today was much larger. Compared to the previous few days, I basically did 3 days worth of pick in one day. Because the last several days have been like 50, 60 pieces of glass. Today was 150. So paneling was a little smaller. Shelves were a little smaller, but still took a little bit of time. The shelves, in part, I didn't have one box size, so I was putting shelves into a larger box and packing paper around them. So that took a little bit of extra time. And then as I was getting ready to leave, Connor asked me if I'd take care of the W-taps because he had noticed that they hadn't been taken care of. They had been picked but not laid down, so I went over and took care of that. So right back to getting some overtime, which I'm not complaining a lot about. We have an upcoming bill. We don't know exactly how much it's going to be. We've got a repair on the house that's going to have to be done. We've got somebody coming out this weekend to do an estimate. Let us know what we're looking at as far as a repair bill for it, and what we can do. Whether we can do it in stages or whether we have to do it all at once. What kind of financing might be available. Just a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to have to look into. So some overtime to give us a little bit of a cushion isn't too bad of a thing. I'm hoping that it's not going to cost us an arm and a leg, and that we can do it in payments so that we can stretch it out and not have to come up with an arm and a leg right off the bat. So and I've been working on the basement, trying to get it cleaned up and dry. And that's part of the problem with, why we have to have somebody come out and take a look at it. We've got some cracks in the walls, and at least one of them I know is allowing some water to leak through. It rained a little while ago at home, or earlier this morning at home. I don't know how bad that has been for the basement. I had basically half the basement cleaned up and dry, so I'm hoping that section stayed dry, but I'll have to see once I get home, see how much rain we got, and whether it has undone some of the work that I did. But I still have some work to do, and I've got to get it done before the weekend when the guy comes to do the estimate, to give us an idea, because he's got to be able to get to all of the walls to take a look at them. And right now I've got some of the stuff that I moved, I put against one of the walls, so I've got to get it moved into the center of the room, but I have to finish cleaning the center of the room so that I have a place to put everything. It's never ending. Just when I think I'm getting somewhere, something else comes up. So, but you know, a little overtime. I'm not going to complain real awful bad. Yeah, I'm not real happy about working extra hours, but I need the money, so I'm not going to, you know, I'm glad we're not doing 12s at the moment. You know, this was almost 11 hours, but not 12, so that's a plus. And this is only because we've got, you know, several people that have been gone. Those people come back, the hours will drop back down to a reasonable level. So might as well get the overtime when I can get it. In other news, I saw it posted to my phone, my news feed on my phone, before I heard it over the radio, because I could barely hear the people talking on the radio. You know, you could hear the music, but when the DJs would come on and start talking, it was hard to hear. But Charlie Watts, the drummer for the Rolling Stones, has passed away. He was 80 years old. He had a bout with throat cancer back early 2000s. And they haven't, you know, disclosed what he died of, but he was in a London hospital surrounded by friends and family. He was the drummer for the Stones for 50 years, so, or nearly 50 years. He actually joined them, what did I read? He joined in 63, so 48 years rather than 50 at this point. And they had already planned, because he was hospitalized, he was, you know, had a medical problem. They had already taken him off the American tour that starts, I think I read that it starts next month. They had just done an English or a European tour, and he was part of that, but then he fell ill, and so they were replacing him for the American leg of the tour. So, but the rest of them are still out touring, so it's kind of amazing. But I was saddened to hear it. You know, it kind of bummed me out for part of the day that one of the Rolling Stones had passed away. And evidently the House has passed something. I'm not entirely sure exactly what they passed in regards to the $3.5 trillion budget plan. I'm not sure whether they actually passed the budget or whether they just passed a course of action to vote on the plan or what. I can't keep track of some of it. But they did do something today regarding the 3.5 trillion budget plan. So we'll see what comes of that. So anyways, I think that's going to do it for today. Please subscribe, help us out. Give us thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Stay safe out there.